Hello, everyone. This is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of I the Dragon, Cruel and Beautiful, Rabbit Hole, King Dio, Lauren Frey, Grim Clover, Internet Blood Sports, and the upcoming Jaw of the Dragon. So, Review Tech USA made an interesting statement on live stream yesterday evening, I believe it was. When did I watch this? It was like 4 or 5 o'clock. I have no idea what it was. So I tune in for 5 seconds to ask him why he hates Nintendo so much, and he's talking about the Steam Deck, specifically the reality of the Steam Deck, specifically the fact that it can't run Halo Infinite at the frame rate that he wants. It's like under 30 FPS or something. He's calling it like unoptimized. He's saying it doesn't run well. He uninstalled Halo Infinite. Updates don't help. The game just seems completely unplayable on Steam Deck. At least that's like the gist of what I understood from him, of what I understood him to be saying. So this was a really interesting tidbit for me to hear because, first of all, this is Rich pulling back the curtain a little bit, talking a little bit about the problems of the Steam Deck, a platform that was supposedly going to be the next iPhone. Like that was ridiculous when he said it, but now, like seeing him, one of the big things, one of the big arguments in favor of the Steam Deck was that it was going to be able to play the games that the Switch would be too weak to handle. But with Halo Infinite not running well, confirmed to not be running well by a supposed tech expert at Review Tech USA, like that narrative is dead. And I am well aware that's also the case with like a variety of other games, especially those that are emulated. People who are saying that like they're emulating Switch games like before launch date are full of shit. Like lots of people are getting called out for this on 4chan. Like I saw a comment the other day where someone like tried to start like a Steam Deck emulation thread. What are you decking? And then like somebody pointed out like, why are you in the very first room of the game? Like it becomes like readily obvious that it's not possible to get past like certain sections of the game, get past the first room or the title screen even without like the game crashing or like having some kind of stuttering or some major issues that make the experience not worthwhile at all and it inferior to the legitimate Nintendo Switch version. All right, like people don't want to admit this, but Nintendo Switch is superior to Steam Deck, and and, and currently we're kind of in that like denial phase. I think where like steampunks, the Deckers or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves now, like they are in complete denial about the fact that the Steam Deck is a failure. Sales aren't impressive. Software retention isn't impressive. Its library is not impressive. It can't play all the games on Steam, and I think that's a really big thing. That like the Steam Deck, a platform that was supposed to be like a handheld gaming PC that can play every Steam game on the go, cannot run everything on Steam. You're not even getting into like the emulation or like the uh, the piracy or any of the weird shit people are doing. No, like you will not be able to play every game that's on Steam on your Steam Deck. And I think that's like downright pathetic, honestly. Like, really? Valve couldn't have released a console, a platform that could run everything currently on Steam. I don't understand where was the logic in that. And uh, I also don't understand why it's not something that's like become controversial in the community because it is true. It is like the reality of the situation. The Steam Deck cannot compete with Nintendo Switch. It doesn't have like the capacity to run emulators or to like run the big AAA games. There's no reason to own one over a much more affordable Nintendo Switch with its own exclusive lineup of games. There's no reason to own a Steam Deck. Like, if you need to play Steam, like your ideal choice would be your own gaming PC. Like the Steam Deck from the get go seemed like a piece of hardware that was designed to like annoy Nintendo fans. right? Like that's kind of what this all boils down to is that like PC gamers were salty that like Nintendo fans were like going out, meeting girls with their Switches, and while they stayed home and jacked off the hentai, whatever, on their like $2,000 gaming rigs, right? Like they were jealous, they were salty, so they just really tried to hype this thing up, try to meme it into relevancy, and it just didn't work. And that it's kind of curious to me because it really does feel like PC gaming, the steampunks, like they are like a dying breed. I don't understand why anyone would pay for a game on Steam when you could like get a proper copy on Nintendo Switch. You have the option for like physical, you have like more versatility, you have like better variety of choice, like a selection of games. Like there was no reason really to prefer PC over Switch unless you're a blind, dedicated Valve fanboy.